Hey guys, welcome back to another artful video. And in today's video, we're going to dive into a medium that I don't usually use, and that is oil pastels. I bought these from Michael's a little while back, but I haven't really used them. Oil pastels are usually not my kind of medium to use. It's oddly because they're too messy. Yeah, that's kind of weird since I use paints, pencils, and watercolors, which cause a mess half of the time. It gets all over my fingers and under my nails, and I guess the texture of the oil is just really weird. Then there's the pastel shavings, which just goes everywhere, and I mean everywhere. It's like the same as eraser shavings. To top it off, trying to brush them away is just a nightmare as well because they stick to everything. Anyways, onto the pastels themselves. This is a 48 piece of oil pastels that come in this cardboard box packaging. It also provides setup instructions that have some drawing techniques and tips, and that's pretty much it for the instructions. Everything else is pretty much the instructions but in a different language. The oil pastels themselves are in great condition but with some wears and tears from slight use. I did test them out once before a long time ago, but I didn't like how they came out since I was very inexperienced with them, so I didn't know how to use them properly. It's been a few years since then, so I believe my color theory and color experience has improved a lot. I'm still not great at it, but this is just another practice session. When I look at it, I do regret not placing these pastels in a rainbow order so it could be more aesthetically pleasing. The colors seem all over the place right now, but there is a decent range of colors here. The pastels themselves are quite small, maybe an inch or two, so I already have a feeling that they're going to make my hand cramp up when I start using them. First touch, they feel kind of dry, so I'm hoping that they're not really dried out from years of not being used. For the paper, I was gonna try a few options, like the Strathmore drawing paper, some canvas boards, and acrylic pads. However, I decided to stick with the drawing pad. This drawing pad was actually a little bit bigger than what I usually draw on. This was actually a drawing pad that I had during college for when I had art classes. I felt like I was back in class again, trying to draw a big old portrait on there. I liked those classes. They were very therapeutic and actually calm. When swatching the oil pastels, it turns out that they didn't dry out, which is a good thing, but then it's also kind of strange. It's just why didn't they dry out already? It's been literally years. So when does oil pastels dry out? That's my main question here. Some colors were not pure or clean since long ago when I first got them, I used them to do practice. When it comes to oil pastels, you just have to dive in there and use two colors on top of each other. So if you want a lighter blue, you'll need to use the white pastel over a darker blue, basically layering over it, giving you a lighter blue. They'll mix nicely. I did some blending tests. The sphere test, which is meant for practicing lighting, it gives me an idea on how the blending would work if I color it in. Also, it's an easy shape to start with. Then I did some gradient blending, similar to the sphere where you color from light to dark, but I did it from dark to light. I made sure to use the techniques and tips that they recommended on the instruction sheets. It did help a bit, but I would recommend to look up tutorials by actual experienced oil pastel artists so you can learn better and they'll give you even more tips. Please do not follow anything that I do in this video. I'm literally just winging it and I just wanted to give oil pastels a try again. So do some research on oil pastels. When there's too much shavings, I use a fluffy fan brush to swipe them away, or at least I try to. Watch me as I struggle to clean the table from these little pastel shavings. Now I'm just doing some practice drawings. I did a little sunset with tons of colors. I tried my best to blend them well. It was quite tiny and it was looking so messy because it was going out the lines. But now looking at it while editing is not too bad. At least for a beginner anyways. I just wish I pressed the pastels a little bit more to get rid of those white specks on the page. After playing around with them, I felt a bit ready to start on a bigger piece. I went with the Strathmore drawing pad, and this is a beautiful portrait I found on Pinterest. I'll link the original Pinterest in the description box below. I have not drawn this big in such a long time. It was honestly a bit stressful, especially when the pastels were small and my hands were cramping so badly. Also, my proportions need a little bit of work. For some reason, I guess I messed up on the head and it made it look really weird. But it's okay for now. I was just focusing on blending and the color. To top it off, I am in a bit of an artist block, so I was constantly comparing my art to amazing artists. However, I pushed through and it didn't come out half bad. I actually like how I blended the colors together. This was great practice, and after a while, I started getting relaxed. I began to enjoy the pastels. It was very therapeutic. They blended so smoothly and the colors were so vibrant for being so old. I was super surprised. I'll see if I can practice pastels a little bit more just for fun because, I want to practice more art mediums. But for now, I'm giving it a rest because I kind of stressed out a little bit because I was comparing my art and yada yada yada. Well, that's all for now. Please enjoy the time lapse and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!